राज्य के हित में काम कर रहे हैं और राज्य के हित में काम होगा।
JDU gone. RLD gone. TMC to go it alone. Aam Aadmi Party to go it alone in Punjab. Now NC to go it alone in Jammu and Kashmir.
आप कह रहे हैं कि एनडीए में वापस जाने के विकल्प खुले हैं आपके पास?
देखिए, हर दरवाजा पॉलिटिकल पार्टी दरवाजे खुला रखती है, खिड़कियां खुला रखती है, आगे चलते हैं।
Milind Deora, Ashok Chauhan gone. India now an alliance only on paper. The Congress unable to stem defections, losing firepower before the big fight. India now just an idea. Has the alliance collapsed? Top focus on To The Point.
India alliance now just an idea that exists more on paper, with most of its allies leaving to look at fighting it out alone. I want to cut across to our guests this evening: Ashutosh, author, political analyst; Sanjay Jha, political analyst; Rashid Kidwai, political analyst with us. Rashid Kidwai, what do you make of the latest which has come in? The NC also saying that the seat sharing talks have come to absolutely nothing, and the only way now is out, fighting it alone.
It takes two to tango, but the decision of National Conference not to go with the sort of India alliance, and particularly so Congress, is actually shocking. It's a kind of a big blow to the Congress in particular, because here is an ally which has been there through most part of through the thick and thin of that post-independent India. The personal rapport between Jawaharlal Nehru and Sheikh Abdullah, personal rapport between Rajiv Gandhi and Farooq Abdullah, and personal rapport between Rahul and Omar Abdullah was it's a matter of some kind of legend. And now you see personal rapport is gone, and they are not even siding in the time of crisis when the opposition needs a person of the stature of Farooq Abdullah in particular. And Preeti, if you look at it in the context of Article 373 and the kind of politics that was there in J&K, I think it's a huge setback. Maybe Kashmir may be a tiny state in terms of electoral terms, but psychologically it tells you a story that the opposition unity is gone for a toss, and that the opposition themselves, a person of the Farooq's stature, doesn't fancy any chance. So he's talking about NDA, so that indicates that even he is willing to go back. Imagine what he had said all these things during, when the state was reduced to a union territory, etc. It tells a lot about Farooq Saab, but it also tells a lot about, as I said, Congress and opposition.
Well, it tells a lot about Farooq Abdullah and a lot about Congress and opposition. But in midst of all of this, Ashutosh, if you were to look at it, there is really no India alliance as such. There is no JDU, there is no RLD. The Aam Aadmi Party has already made it clear that there is no Punjab in terms of an alliance. Delhi has come on a very tricky seat sharing arrangement, which is still being worked out, and the Aam Aadmi is very happy to do it alone as well. And now you have the NC. And you have leaders within the Congress who are looking to defect to the BJP?
Preeti, three things. First of all, about Farooq Abdullah. I think we all remember that on 11th of February, Farooq Abdullah was called and summoned by the Enforcement Directorate to appear before them. Farooq Abdullah did not appear. And within 2-3 days, you get the message and the news that the Farooq Abdullah has also decided not to go along with the India alliance. So is there any relationship between these two, that ED is summoning Farooq Abdullah for interrogation, or Farooq Abdullah saying that he's going alone? Second thing, Ashok Chauhan. The Prime Minister on the floor of the House talked about Adarsh Ghotala. Adarsh Ghotala, how old is this? Everybody knows. What the High Court has given an order, everybody knows. But then, within a few hours and few days, Ashok Chauhan decides to cross the line and goes to BJP. Is there any connection between Ashok Chauhan and Adarsh Ghotala and the Prime Minister saying in the ED? I think it's for the public to answer. And now, take the case of Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal, a very staunch supporter of Aam Aadmi Party and India Alliance. Everybody knew that in Punjab, there will be no alliance between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. But suddenly, you see a press conference held by Sandeep Pathak, the organization secretary of Aam Aadmi Party, saying that in Delhi, Congress doesn't exist. We'll give only one seat. I know for sure that the negotiations were on, and almost on the 3 seats the Congress was given, but now from 3 to 1. Is there any relationship between now Kejriwal on the court's order has to appear on 17th and 19th? The ED has called him.
Ashutosh, but what are you trying to say? You're saying there is a relationship there, or are you just throwing this question out for anyone to guess?
No. I'm just saying, and everybody knows that on 19th of February, Arvind Kejriwal might be arrested. And his two senior colleagues, Manish Sisodia, he's in jail for almost a year, and Sanjay Singh almost for 4 months. And his one of the two colleagues had spent more than a year and a half. Which politician wants to go to jail? Farooq Abdullah at the age of 86 or Ashok Chauhan at the age of 66, who had been a chief minister, both of them. Or Arvind Kejriwal wants to go to jail. I leave it to the public to answer the question.
This is all conjecture and speculation, Ashutosh. Ultimately, I'll bring in...
Absolutely not.
No, okay, I'll tell you. Where the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, the talks have actually come to a stall, at least with what sources tell us, have come to a stall on the seat of Bharuch. If they give them Bharuch in Gujarat, they're willing to give them 3 in Delhi.
Preeti, I have done enough journalism. I have been an editor. And I don't believe in conjectures. I believe in hard facts. And there is a hard fact.
But your hard facts are open-ended where the answer is concerned. Okay.
Let me complete.
Please.
The Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a public rally in Damoh says 70,000 crore corruption against Ajit Pawar. And after a few days, Ajit Pawar walks up to the BJP, forms an alliance, becomes the deputy CM. These are facts.
Okay. All right. But like I said, you've stated facts and you've led it up to conjecture that why is it happening? Is it the ED there? Having said that, Sanjay Jha, even if it is the ED or not the ED or whatever the reasons that might be, some of them are actually telling us that the Congress is sitting on its high horse and refusing to go beyond in terms of even seat sharing talks. The question is, one by one, the allies have left India. India is no better than just an idea on paper. And where the Congress party is concerned, then you have the likes of Milind Deora, you have the likes of Ashok Chauhan. Optics-wise, you have even, Shastri's son, grandson leaving. All of that is coming together.
Preeti, I haven't heard a word of what you've said. I couldn't hear a word of what Rashid or Ashutosh said. So I'm trying to be a genius here and trying to respond to you through lip reading. But the simple answer that I'm assuming that you're asking me is, where is the India alliance headed? In short and simple terms, it has struggled from the very beginning. And I think what is tragic for the India alliance is that it actually raised a lot of hopes. Rashid and Ashutosh and I have been on several programs where we actually felt that there was a reason to have a modicum of optimism, especially when they came up with this very spectacular name called India, which actually forced the BJP government to begin to talk of Bharat and changing the name of the country. There was a period during the political narrative when India actually was on the front foot. And, there was an expectation about the December election results. Karnataka was in the bag. Rahul Gandhi's yatra had been successful. And the alliance seemed to be cobbling itself well. But nobody can deny, and I've been one of the biggest advocates for an opposition resurgence. I'm still going to hope, a wild hope, that even now Narendra Modi and the BJP are defeated in 2024. I know everybody will say, well, that's wishful thinking, but you never know. The truth is that the India Alliance leadership has not delivered. And although I'm a huge Congress supporter, I believe, Preeti, the Congress party had to really demonstrate a very mature and a visionary political leadership. In letting Nitish Kumar go, I think they actually let the house of cards collapse, because Nitish curated the alliance. Nitish wanted the alliance to work, but they could not handle his.
But Rashid Kidwai, letting Nitish Kumar go really wasn't as much to do with the Congress than with the other allies, because the Congress was one party which wanted him to at least, become a convener. It was the others who had put their foot down, because, some of the top leaders from the Congress would tell you that agar Mullah ji ko ek salam karna hai to karne dijiye, naraz to nahi honge.
Yes, I think, Preeti, you're right. It was not a Congress fault, but it was Congress' responsibility. Congress has a lot of experience in statecraft, in politics, in alliance building. You have Sonia Gandhi. You have so many leaders in the Congress who could have done it, but they didn't do it. There is no my charge against this India Alliance and Congress being consistent. It lacks a sense of ownership. And from the beginning, to say that ED is doing this, ED is doing... And here is a man, we talk about Farooq Sahab, who was in 7 months and more, he was in detention after, August 2019. And he didn't crack. So, to say that everybody is doing it, his father spent so many, days in jail the earlier time. Abdullahs are not like that who would just, succumb. Because, Preeti, in a nutshell, what has happened, that Mr. Abdullah and many others have lost hope. And that is a real telling, story of the opposition in 2024. See,
today is very interesting, because you're sounding more like Ashutosh, a little cynical, and Ashutosh is sounding more like you. But Ashutosh, I'll come back to you on this, because, there is no defense where the Congress is concerned. And the ED might be, on the doorstep of all those leaders that you have named, but ultimately, it was the Congress's responsibility to put the house together. Rahul Gandhi is continuing to march on his own tune, literally. You're on mute, Ashutosh, you're on mute.
प्रीति, हमारे अवध में एक मुहावरा है हिंदी में, कोई बुरा ना माने उसका, वो ये कि गरीब की जोरू है कांग्रेस, जो आता है 2 थप्पड़ लगा.
All right, we seem to have,
संजय झा भी अगर कुछ वैसा कर रहे हैं तो मुझे उसमें कोई हैरानी नहीं है. The fact of the matter is what? The fact of the matter is that today the state is so powerful, ruthlessly powerful, that they can do anything and can get away. Because institutions have lost their spine. The officers are hopelessly on the side of the government. So
Ashutosh, because I have to go into a news break, but I'm going to go to the others. You said the institutions or, the center is so powerful that everyone has lost their spine. But don't you agree? And Sanjay Jha and Rashid Kidwai, that, if everybody's lost their spine, which includes the opposition also, why should the opposition go scot-free in all of this?
But Preeti, opposition is not only the name of the political parties. The opposition space is also occupied by the press, by the media, by institutions, by Supreme Court, by Election Commission, every institution. So my point is as simple. This demands a larger debate. Congress ideologically should have an alignment with all these political parties.
Okay, I need to. Okay, I apologize to the three of you. I need to quickly get into a news break which is coming in on the farmers' meet in Chandigarh, and it seems there are no farmers there. All right, right ahead of the centre farmers' meet, union ministers have met the Punjab Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann. Union ministers, Bhagwant Mann meet underway. Meet underway in Chandigarh. Punjab Finance Secretary also present. But where are the farmers in midst of all of this? Why is it that the three mediators, Arjun Munda, Piyush Goyal, and the other the other leader from the centre intervening, haven't been able to meet the farmers? Kamal, throw some light on that. Kamaljeet Sandhu, can you hear me?
The union ministers...
go ahead,
Preeti,
let
me break this down for you. The union ministers have now arrived for the meeting, and there you see Bhagwant Mann, the Punjab Chief Minister, arriving for the meeting, and thereafter the union ministers. They've had a separate one-on-one meeting in the Taj Hotel, and all these ministers, three ministers, Arjun Munda, Piyush Goyal, Nityanand Rai making their way to Sector 26. This is the Mahatma Gandhi State Institute of Public Administration. And remember, this is an important, crucial Part 3 meeting. Remember, on 8th and 12th, there was a meeting held earlier. But now, these are the visuals we're getting to you from ground zero.
Farmers are there, Kamal, right now? Are the farmers there waiting for them?
Standoff continues at Jammu. Well, the farmers were extremely punctual. They came around 4:30 Preeti. So they've been waiting for quite some time, showing a lot of patience for the central ministers to arrive. But it does seem that the Punjab government, who seems to be on center stage here, tried to convince the farmers to actually come for the meeting. So yesterday, when the farmers said excessive force was being utilized, the officials from Punjab government went in, tried to convince them and got these farmers on board for this particular round of meeting. Now, is there going to be any out-of-the-box thinking? That's the key question, because the demands are the same, people are the same, the ministers are the same, but a heavy security presence out here, paramilitary deployed for the first time since the meetings have taken place. Continuously what we've seen is that the counts of farmer union leaders have been suspended, even as BKU and the other groups are saying we are going to show solidarity, and in days to come they will decide whether they would actually join this particular group of SKM non-political and Kisan Mazdoor Morcha. So is this going to get bigger, or is this going to get resolved? Because remember, what the government has been saying is that they're only giving MSP on 22 crops. Meanwhile, the farmers say it's only on papers. It's only actually wheat and paddy for which they're giving. And clearly, on ground zero, we've been trying to show you this is the venue where the meeting is taking place, and a very crucial time, because remember, 1:30.
What role in all of this, Kamal, before I go into a quick break, what role in all of this does the Punjab Chief Minister from the Aam Aadmi Party, Bhagwant Mann, play?
So he's actually playing a mediator of sorts, because he's the one who's been talking about these farmers, and he's been saying all along, let's just not make them our enemies. Let's keep their demands and let's have a practical solution. Now he's been speaking all along, saying don't make this India-Pakistan border the sort of force being utilized. Remember, Punjab has also written to Haryana government on the sort of action taken against farmers on the Punjab land. So all that to and fro is going on. Punjab government has also cancelled some of its own rallies, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders especially. So at this point of time, they're trying to side with the farmers. But remember, it's also the election year. This is a very precariously placed talks, and obviously with a lot of sensitivities involved. And now that the violence has occurred with stone pelting, parts of it from the farmers' side, and a big retaliation coming in from the security forces, the tempers are running high. The patience seem to be running out. Meanwhile, they're giving it one another shot to meet actually on a common ground to ensure that there is some sort of a solution, and this could be really, really tricky.
All right, well, we don't know what will really come out of this meeting. Well, we hope that there's a resolution and we can see the standoff at Jammu border be mitigated, and at least the farmers go back and the government give them, if not the MSP, at least there's a middle ground that is found. So the violence that we've seen over the last 1 week doesn't ensue. Thank you, Kamal, for joining us. With that, we're going to keep a keen eye on developments. Go back to Kamaljeet Sandhu. Chandigarh, it is the meeting finally taking place between the farmers and the three union ministers, Nityanand Rai, Piyush Goyal and Mr. Arjun Munda.